A suburban street sits silent beneath the glow of flickering porch lights. Children's bicycles lie abandoned in driveways. Somewhere in the darkness, a dog growls, low, deep, unnatural. Then, screaming. Not the bark of a family pet, not the playful roughness of a loyal companion, but the sound of raw predatory violence exploding without warning. Witnesses later described it as watching a switch flip. 1 second calm, the next, unstoppable chaos. Pit bulls are often called man's best friend, loyal, protective, loving. But buried inside their genetic blueprint is something far older and far darker. A biological machine engineered through generations for combat, endurance, and relentless aggression. Tonight we descend into the anatomy of one of the world's most feared domestic predators. Not myth, not rumor, but muscle, instinct, and blood. What happens when centuries of selective breeding collide with modern civilization? And what emerges when an animal designed for violence decides not to stop? The pit bull is not a single breed. It is a category, a lineage forged from bulldogs and terriers, engineered for power and combat. In the brutal blood sports of 19th century Europe, these dogs were bred for one purpose: to grip, hold, and never let go. While many pit bulls live peacefully in homes around the world, the darker side of their biology cannot be ignored. Deep beneath the affectionate exterior lies an animal with extraordinary physical capabilities capable of turning catastrophic in seconds. Unlike wolves, which often attack for survival, pit bulls were selectively bred by humans for sustained confrontation. Their bodies became living weapons: thick neck muscles, dense jaws, broad chests packed with explosive strength, pain tolerance so extreme that some continue attacking even while severely injured. And perhaps most disturbing of all, their unpredictability. Animal behaviorists have long debated the role of genetics versus environment. But even experts acknowledge one terrifying truth. When a pit bull enters a full predatory drive state, stopping it becomes extraordinarily difficult. Owners have described attacks that seem to erupt from nowhere. No warning growl, no defensive posture, just sudden violence, the calm before the storm. Unlike many dogs that bite and retreat, pit bulls often employ what experts describe as a hold and shake technique, clamping down with terrifying force while violently tearing tissue apart. It is a tactic seen in apex predators. This is not merely a pet. In the wrong moment, it becomes something primal. To understand the fears surrounding pit bulls, you must first understand the machinery beneath their skin. A pit bull's skull is built like a compact battering ram. Wide jaw hinges allow tremendous leverage. Their bite force is often exaggerated online, but the real danger is not merely pressure, it is persistence. Once locked onto a target, the pit bull's muscular neck and shoulders generate devastating tearing power. Their chest muscles function like coiled springs. In explosive bursts, they can lunge with shocking speed and force. Combined with low body fat and dense muscle fibers, the result is an animal capable of overwhelming much larger opponents. Then comes the pain tolerance. Centuries of breeding for fighting selected dogs that ignored injury. Broken bones, deep cuts, blood loss. Many continued attacking regardless. This trait, horrifying as it sounds, became deeply embedded in certain bloodlines. And unlike predators in the wild, pit bulls do not always display natural disengagement signals. Wolves, lions, and bears often stop once dominance is established or prey submits. But pit bull attack patterns can become obsessive. Repetitive bites focused on destruction rather than warning. Veterinarians and first responders have described scenes resembling the aftermath of wild predator attacks. Flesh torn from limbs, crushed bones, massive blood loss within minutes. The neck is another biological weapon. Thick cords of muscle stabilize the head during violent shaking motions. This allows the dog to maintain grip even while victims struggle violently. It is the same brutal mechanic predators use to disable prey. But perhaps the most dangerous feature is psychological. Pit bulls possess an extraordinary level of determination once aroused. Trainers often call it gameness, the drive to continue despite exhaustion, fear, or pain. In controlled environments, this can appear as loyalty and tenacity. But during aggression, it transforms into something terrifying, a relentless refusal to stop. In 2022, a quiet neighborhood became the setting for one of the most horrifying pit bull attacks in recent memory. Two family pit bulls, animals reportedly raised lovingly for years, suddenly turned on members of the household. The attack lasted nearly 10 minutes. Witnesses described unimaginable chaos, screaming, blood covering the yard. Family members desperately attempting to stop the dogs with kitchen tools and physical force. Nothing worked. By the time authorities arrived, the damage was catastrophic. What chilled investigators most was not merely the violence, but the suddenness. These were not stray animals. They were familiar household companions. Yet in moments, instinct eclipsed domestication. The event reignited global debate surrounding genetics, breeding, and whether some predatory traits can ever truly be erased. In another terrifying incident, an elderly man walking near his home encountered two loose pit bulls roaming the neighborhood. Security footage later revealed the horrifying sequence. The dogs circled first, silent, focused, then came the charge. The attack was immediate and coordinated. Neighbors rushed outside armed with sticks and shovels, but the dogs refused to disengage. Even after sustaining injuries themselves, they continued mauling the victim. First responders later described the scene as resembling a war zone. Experts analyzing the footage noted classic predatory behavior: targeting limbs, destabilizing movement, overwhelming through persistence. This was not defensive barking. It was predation unleashed inside a modern neighborhood. One of the darkest patterns in pit bull attack statistics involves children. Small size, unpredictable movement, and high-pitched sounds can trigger prey drive responses in powerful dogs. In one devastating case, a young child playing in a fenced backyard wandered too close to a chained pit bull. Family members later stated the dog had never shown aggression before. Then came the snap. Witnesses recalled hearing a single bark, followed by frantic screams. Adults rushed in, but the dog's grip was nearly impossible to break. By the time emergency crews arrived, irreversible damage had already been done. Stories like these haunt animal control officers, emergency surgeons, and trauma responders across the world. Because unlike attacks from many other dog breeds, pit bull incidents disproportionately result in catastrophic injury or death. And every single time, the same phrase emerges afterward: "He was always so friendly." The pit bull remains one of the most polarizing animals on Earth. To some, it is a loyal companion unfairly demonized by media and irresponsible owners. To others, it is a biological hazard disguised as a household pet. But beyond the arguments, beyond the politics, nature itself tells a darker story. No matter how domesticated an animal appears, instinct never truly disappeared. Beneath generations of training and affection, ancient predatory circuitry still waits in silence, hidden behind wagging tails and affectionate eyes, waiting for the wrong trigger, the wrong moment, the wrong spark. Because nature does not care about intentions. It does not care about love or trust or family photographs hanging on living room walls. Nature only follows programming written in flesh, bone, and instinct. And when that programming awakens, civilization becomes paper thin. The pit bull is not evil. It is not supernatural. It is something far more frightening. An animal engineered by humans to weaponize determination, strength, and violence into living muscle. And like every predator ever created, it carries darkness inside it. So the next time you hear a low growl in the shadows, the next time powerful jaws lock behind a smile, remember this: nature does not forgive, and these killers do not show mercy. Respect the boundary or pay the price.